Let me show you the easiest way to wash your walls. Now the first thing you want to do is dust all your walls. This is a great time to get rid of any spider webs that might be towards the ceiling or in the corners. Plus we want to remove the easy dry dust that's just on the surface before we get it wet. My go-to cleaner for this is about a teaspoon of Dawn dish soap in a spray bottle with some warm water. The only other thing we need is just a bucket of fresh clean water and a microfiber flat mop. Now this is something I have learned over many years of cleaning walls, but when we're applying the cleaner, we never want to spray directly at the wall. What can happen is you can over wet the area, and then you could also have some streaking where the cleaner kind of starts to run, and that can affect the paint and even cause damage. So instead, what I like to do is just grab my spray bottle, come at an angle, and just kind of fan it out over the surface here. The other really nice thing about this method is you're gonna get even coverage, and again, you're not gonna cause those streaks. So now that we sprayed the walls with our cleaner, we're gonna grab the microfiber flat mop here, just dunk it in the clean water we have in the bucket. Give it a real good squeeze. Now, when rinsing, you don't want your flat mop super wet. You want it just damp enough where it can remove the dirt and the soap on the wall, but not too wet where it's gonna leave a lot of moisture behind. Now, when you use your flat mop on the floor, it's great to have all of this mobility and movement, but I really like to use this type of flat mop. I got this one linked down in the description when washing walls because I can actually spin this right here and then it locks it in place. It's nice and sturdy. It's not gonna jump around and hop around on the wall, and it's gonna make cleaning the wall so much easier. The process with the flat mop is super simple. Just go straight up and straight down, kind of like you're painting the wall, and kind of move in sections. I usually like to do about 5 to 10 foot sections, and then I'll take my flat mop off, dunk it in the water, give it a quick rinse, and then keep cleaning. Now, like anything, like cleaning your floors, you wanna make sure that the mop head stays nice and clean. Otherwise, all you're doing is kind of just spreading the dirt across the surface. So make sure to pull this off. If you think it's getting dirty, it probably is. Give it a quick rinse, and then you can keep cleaning. Sometimes you might have an area that's maybe a scuff or just something that doesn't come off with the DIY mix that I mentioned. So for this, I like to use the Zep foaming wall cleaner. This stuff is amazing, especially for spot cleaning walls, but it does really well on like crayon, marker, pretty much anything that your kid can write on the wall with. This will pretty much take it off. Just give it a quick spray, then just come through with a microfiber towel here. We're just gonna give this a quick scrub. Just a little bit there, I'll spray it once more. Let's give it a quick scrub in here. And there you have it, no more spot. Something I like to always mention to keep in mind when it comes to washing your walls is just be mindful of the type of paint in your home. Now, if you look here closely on the board here, I have this side is a nice semi-gloss. If you have semi-gloss paint, you'll notice it's kind of have a nice sheen to it or shine. This is extremely washable. The dirt and grime just wipe easily off the surface of this type of paint. But if you jump over here, you'll notice this is a flat matte paint. Unfortunately, this type of paint just does not like to come clean, and it's very hard to keep clean. Unfortunately, matte or flat paint just does not like moisture, so you really can't clean it the same way you would as just a gloss or semi-gloss type of wall. What I recommend is just spot clean the areas that need it, just with a little bit of the Dawn and water mix, and then always have some dry towels right next to you so you can easily dry up the space. That way the moisture doesn't stay on there too long and potentially cause damage. The other thing I like to always mention is never scrub really hard on flat or matte paint, or use things like a magic eraser or even a scrub daddy, because what can happen is something called burnishing. And pretty much what that means is you scrub so hard that you turn the flat or matte paint shiny. You kind of polished up that area there. And this is really bad because usually when you look across the wall, when light hits it in various ways, you'll see all the spots where you scrubbed. And unfortunately, the only way to get rid of that is to repaint. Now, if you're watching this video and you have a dirty wall that is flat paint, I'm just gonna be honest with you, and this kind of pains me to say because you guys know how much I love cleaning, but in most cases, you're better off just repainting the wall rather than trying to clean. I know, again, it hurts my soul, but repainting is just gonna be faster, more efficient, and the wall's gonna look much better once you're done. And there you have it. Now you know the best way to wash your walls. Thanks so much for watching, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Clean Squad over on Patreon. If you want to learn more about that, check the link down in the description below, and I'll see you on the next clean.